Hey guys, John again with another installation video. Today at our studio we have the 890 Duke. We're going to be installing some great products including frame sliders, front and rear axle sliders, bar ends, and spools. These particular products do fit the 790 Duke 2018 to 2020 and of course 2021 plus Duke 890. We had a blast with this bike. If you're interested in any of the products that we covered today, these products can be found in our website. Similar products are also offered for other models. Just go ahead and check out our fitment list. Let's get to the installation of these. All right, for the 890 Duke, we'll begin by installing the frame sliders. Before we begin installation, we'll go over a few of the features for this particular frame slider. Here is the adapter that sits on the frame of the Duke. Now you'll notice this is a dual bolt mount adapter, and it also fits the top frame. It hugs the frame with this cutout right here. This allows for proper fitment of the adapter on the bike and prevents any swiveling motion at the moment of impact during a crash or a drop. Beautiful part about this frame slider is there's no need for any removal of hoses, any removal of fluids. Simple bolt off, bolt on, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and install this. First thing we'll be removing is this bracket that's holding these wires right here. To do that, we'll go ahead and grab our pin removal tool here. There's two black pins that we'll be removing. Let's go ahead and wedge the tool between the pin and the bracket. Shimmy it out. Simple removal. Remove the second one here. Now, we will conserve one of them as we will continue to use this afterwards. But the other pin and the bracket, we can go ahead and store that. Now that we've removed this, we can move the cables aside and expose this the main engine bolt right here. Now this is a Torx bolt. We'll be using a T45 to remove this. And I'll be using a slightly bigger tool since the original bolts might be a little bit tough, might require a little bit more pressure. All right, we can go ahead and store this as well alongside the bracket. We won't be needing this. We can go ahead and grab our adapter, and we have provided in the kit a foam sticker here. This foam sticker sits on the curved surface here that sits on the frame. This foam will prevent any scuffing from the adapter to the frame, so let's go ahead and install that. Now, I'll put the foam slightly below the edge here. Simple as that. Now we'll find the negative space of this upper bolt here that sits on the main engine bolt right here. Go ahead and find that and sit the adapter firmly on the frame on the upside. Now we'll go ahead and find our engine bolt. We're going to place one drop of thread locker at the end here. Now all these bolts, of course, are provided in the kit. This engine bolt is a 65mm M8 bolt. Just gonna go ahead and thread it by hand first. We want to be sure the thread catches correctly. We don't want to mess with the thread inside of the bike. We're gonna go ahead and find our M6 bolt that goes on the lower hole. Remember, 1 drop of thread locker at the end. Now, to properly install this bolt, you might need to put some pressure on the hose here. Just a little bit of pressure. Go ahead and place the bolts inside. I'll grab an Allen key since the space is limited there. Once that is hand tightened, we can go ahead and grab our torque wrench again and tighten both of them to recommended specs. Okay, these 2 bolts are now torqued to recommended specs. Before we go ahead and place the puck on the frame slider adapter here, let's go ahead and wedge these 2 cables here between the engine and the frame slider adapter. That's good here. Now we'll find one of the pins we took off originally and use it at the bottom hole. Now we'll find a zip tie that's also included in the kit, and we'll go ahead and zip tie the two cables here right below the frame slider adapter. That completes installation of the adapter. Let's go ahead and place the puck right on top. So we'll find our adapter and our puck. Both adapter left and right are exactly the same. You can go ahead and grab whichever you'd like from your kit. The appropriate bolt for the adapter is 75mm M8 bolt. Now this bolt does come with a washer, and some kits will come with a spacer as well that goes right after the washer. Let's go ahead and reassemble this. Once you have that inside, make sure to place a drop of thread locker at the end. And grab my Allen key, just facilitates the installation of this on the adapter. As soon as we're getting close to tightening, we want to be sure that the Vitesse logo is sticking up. You can find our torque wrench, set it to recommended specs. Just clean out your area here, and installation for the right side is now complete. As you saw, no removal of any hoses, any fluids, any additional parts. Installation is nice and simple. Now, installation for the left side is very similar, just different brackets. But let's go ahead and move on to the other side, and we'll complete the installation of our frame sliders. All right, we have flipped the bike around, and now we're installing the left side of the frame slider here. Now, just a reminder, work on one side of the bike at a time. You don't want to remove both engine bolts at the same time. This might cause the engine to drop. It'll just create a lot more problems. So just work on one side at a time. So installation is very similar, if not the same as the other side. Just a different bracket here, but everything else is the same. Zip tying the wires here. So we'll fast forward this process just a bit, and we'll slow it down once we get to the installation of the puck on the adapter. Let's get to it. Okay guys, I've gone ahead and installed the adapter here. Now, make sure to apply thread locker on both of these bolts and torque them down to recommended specs. Or you can go ahead and find one of the original pins. Came in these inserts here, and we'll replace the bottom one here just to fill up this hole. Now these cables, we can tie them down with the zip tie provided. Just gonna arrange them how they were originally. Wrap them down right up against the frame here. Just go ahead and cut off the excess, and we can now place our puck on the adapter here. Place our puck on our adapter. Grab our engine bolt, our washer, and again, some kits may come with a spacer. If a spacer is provided in the kit, make sure to place it right after the washer. Go ahead and insert that there. One drop of thread locker at the end here. Put it up against the adapter, and I'll use a tool, now and key, to begin the threading. And just want to be sure that the Alpha Vitesse logo is sticking up again. Grab our torque wrench once again. 8mm. This is 8mm hex socket. I'll set it at recommended specs and just torque this down. Clean off your area once again, and installation for frame slider is now complete. Left and right, not so bad. Beautiful frame slider, hugs the frame just perfectly. Now we can move on to the rest of the Alpha Vitesse family of products for the 892.